For decades, the tobacco industry has been encouraging countries and farmers to grow more tobacco. They have been promoting tobacco growing as a solution that would bring prosperity to farmers, their communities, and national economies. However, the reality reveals that tobacco farming primarily benefits transnational tobacco companies and other local manufacturers. Tobacco farmers, on the other hand, remain poor and are toiling in the fields, struggling to make ends meet.
ក្នុងចំណាយជួលគោជួលហើយជួលអ្នកធ្វើអ្នកអីទាំងអស់ហ្នឹងវាអស់$300ហើយនៅតែ200ទេបានប្រាក់កម្រៃចំណេញអំពីការផលិតថ្នាំនេះគឺ20ទៅ30%នេះគឺតាមខ្ញុំសង្កេតឃើញថាប្រជាពលរដ្ឋយើងខ្ញុំហ្នឹងគឺមិនអាចថាទទួលបាននៅជីវភាពទូធាទេដោយសារការប្រាក់ចំណេញនៅលើការប្រកបមុខរបរថ្នាំជក់នេះគឺ
Mahigit ng 8 taon na kaming nagtatanim ng tabako. Kaya ilan lang ang nakikita namin, 60,000 a year. Kulang na kulang kung minsan nagpapaaral pa kaming mga pan. Sa pagluluto kung minsan ng tabako, kulang kami sa financial ng kahoy. Kaya kung minsan na hindi magandang labas ng tabako kung kulang ng kahoy. Kung minsan naman, kung sa gamot o kulang ka sa abono, doon namin ng problema ng pagkukuhan. Saka kulang sa tao yung pagtutusok nilang tabako.
At then, parang break-even pa rin yung kita. After tobacco season, ni isang kalabaw hindi makabili yung magsasaka. Pero yung trading center nakabibili siya ng bagong kotse, bagong kuwan. So makikita mo yung kita ng farmer ay talagang wala.
Thì nó cũng phải 1 triệu tiền phân với 1 triệu tiền than. Quy ra nó chỉ được tầm 2 triệu. Đấy, cái công mình bỏ ra mệnh chỉ được tầm 2 triệu. Cái giá thuốc thì nó cũng lắm cái nó cũng bấp bênh lắm. Có năm thì là được, đấy có năm thì nó lại tụt xuống quá. Thu nhập nó cũng kém, so với thị trường nó cũng không được.
Trừ tiền mà phân, tiền củi rồi các thứ đi thì trong đó thì nhà thu nhập được vào tầm 6-7 triệu. Phân bây giờ phân đắt, chỉ bảo làm để thu hoạch thì nó cũng chả được bao nhiêu mà công cán rồi mình kêu coi như mình thuê nữa là coi mình hết chả được cái gì.
Planting tobacco is not only hard work, it's also highly labor intensive, where farmers use their own labor and that of their families, including women and children. Children are forced to work in tobacco farms or factories from a very early age, missing out on vital educational opportunities that could help lift them out of poverty.
ការដាំដុះនេះគឺខ្ញុំទាំងអស់ធ្វើរួមជាមួយកូនខ្ញុំចំនួន2នាក់ប៉ុន្តែក្នុងការធ្វើរួមនេះកូនខ្ញុំនៅរៀនជួនកាលដល់ពេលវាឈប់ទៅវាជួយអារឿងឆ្នាំនេះធ្វើតែ2នាក់ធ្វើមិនបានក្នុងដាំឆ្នាំជក់ហ្នឹងគឺមកក្នុងមួយគ្រួសារហ្នឹងតាំងតូចតាំងធំតាំងចាស់តាំងក្មេងហ្នឹងធ្វើទាំងអស់គ្នាតែហ្មង
Po lahat ng pamilya mo ay nandyan siya. From seedling preparation hanggang product sa pag-aani. At 24 hours yung pagtatrabaho, lalo na kung nasa pagpapatuyo ka na ng leaves ng tobacco.
Hoạch mà không kịp thì chúng tôi vẫn thuê. Thì 1-2 người giúp, công chúng tôi bỏ ra quá nhiều. Trồng cái thuốc lá điều kiện gia đình là phải có nhân lực thì mới làm được. Nhưng cái lúc để chuẩn bị sấy để ra thành phẩm để bán đấy thì lúc lên làm thời gian hơi nhiều. Có thể một ngày 24 tiếng chúng tôi phải làm đến tầm 16 tiếng, hôm làm đến 11 giờ luôn, 12 giờ luôn.
There are many occupational hazards in the tobacco fields, from pesticide exposure to nicotine poisoning. Children and adults working with tobacco are often exposed to the hazards of handling and processing raw tobacco. They are at risk of suffering from green tobacco sickness, GTS, which is caused by the absorption of nicotine through the skin from contact with wet tobacco leaves. In addition, tobacco plants require large and frequent applications of highly toxic pesticides to protect them from insects and plant disease. Evidently, farmers are directly exposed to this health hazard.
បាទប្រើថ្នាំហ្នឹងអាថ្នាំហ្នឹងវាអត់ទៀងទេមកម៉ូតនេះមកគេហៅចិត្តវាមានអាហុកតុងជែអាសូបាសុលអីស្អីហ្នឹងមកវាច្រឡូកគ្នាទៅវាកើតយកទៅបាញ់ហ្នឹងវាខូចសុខភាពខ្ញុំហើយវាកើតជាលមាស់ហ្មងលមាស់ហ្នឹងមូលហេតុចេញមកខ្ញុំឲ្យពេទ្យគេមើលគឺដោយសារយើងបាញ់ថ្នាំហ្នឹងពេញខ្លួនយើងហ្មងលមាស់ហ្នឹងមើលអត់ជាទេអាពេលដែលខ្ញុំធ្វើថ្នាំហ្នឹងធំមកថ្នាំមកចង្កាវិលមុខជួសរោមបដាក្អួតទៅបាយអត់បានដេកមិនលក់ហើយថាពិបាកណាស់ក្នុងខ្លួនធ្វើថ្នាំអត់ស្រួលទេ
Ko na maraming nakikita o nararamdaman mga tobacco farmers, lalo na doon pa naman sa pag-i-spray na wala siyang gadget, yung fumes ng insecticide ay napupunta sa kanya. So, bale, makikita mo doon sa mga farmers talagang may sakit sa baga, yung mga
lúc thu hoạch để thuốc trong nhà nhiều lúc cũng thấy mệt lắm. Để thứ nhất là lên bọn tôi thì sức khỏe còn nhất là đàn bà là thì kêu mệt mỏi nhức đầu. Thế nên các cháu này ngủ là nó không ngủ được, nó bảo bột chốc con bùn nó hôi lắm nó bảo đấy. Còn riêng khu vực khác nhưng mà ở đây là những nhà làm thuốc lâu năm nhiều người cái bệnh ngoài da rất nhiều, bị ngứa.
Cây thuốc lá thì đúng là hái thì trời nắng thì nó cũng bốc mùi lên, nhưng mà mình đeo khẩu trang vào, nói chung là nó cũng ảnh hưởng sức khỏe hơn là làm những lúa thứ này đấy.
Tobacco cultivation and curing harms the natural environment. It leaches nutrients from the soil as well as pollutes the tobacco fields with pesticides and fertilizers. An estimated 200,000 hectares of forests and woodlands are cut down each year globally for curing of tobacco.
Luluto ng tabako, kailangan nakareserba ka ng kahoy na almost gumagasta siya ng 2 cubic meter ng isang lutuan. Yun, binibili sa mga nandyan sa bundok o kaya kumukuha din ng kahoy sa bundok.
Thì mua thôi. Củi giờ thì cho họ khai thác rừng như phá rừng để trồng cây, rừng cái keo ấy bắt đầu họ đấy là mình đến mua. Vì riêng cái chất đốt than này ấy, đã ảnh hưởng rất nhiều rồi về môi trường rồi.
Tobacco is not a viable crop for farmers. To earn additional income, poor tobacco farmers in most ASEAN countries are shifting to alternative crops and other forms of economic activities. They include corn, rice, barley, fruit crops, and industrial crops such as kanaf and jatropha that are also planted in Malaysia and Indonesia. Since 2005, the Malaysian government has been actively promoting crop diversification and replacement under its tobacco industry restructuring plan because of the threat of the ASEAN Free Trade Agreement (AFTA) and its commitment to the Framework Convention on Tobacco Control (FCTC).
When you open up the ASEAN market, we are aware that Malaysia's tobacco cannot be competitive in the free market. When we talk about an alternative crop for tobacco, you must look at it in the context of sustainable equivalent with respect to income, stability, and scale. And our ministry took the challenge to identify 3 crops as new source of growth: Kanaf, Jatofa, Sago. Okay. Now, apart from getting them to be an alternative crop, the government do provide some incentives for the farmers to help them on their way to move to another crop. 86.6 million was given up to about 20,000 families.
Okay, so tanaman kenaf ini kita kena pastilah merupakan satu tanaman pilihan utama lah bagi kawasan Tanah Beris. Manakala tembakau kita ditanam di kawasan Beris, dan kenaf ini sesuai ditanam untuk menggantikan tembakau di kawasan Tanah Beris.
Saya kat tanah ni 7,000 pokok tembakau. Kalau dapat kita, kalau lah betul-betul dapatlah 5,000. Tapi kerja 3-4 hari. Lepas tu tolak gala, baju, raca. 1,000 begitu tak dapat. Jadi tak, sini tak boleh tanam lah tembakau. Memang tak boleh cari makan kawasan ni. Tapi kalau kena ni, bagi saya lah, berjaya dapat anggaran dalam 1,000. Kerja tak seberapa. Kita boleh kerja lah. Sebab tanah kena ni, semuanya kerja masih lah. Tenaga kerja tak ada sebelah orang. Semua sambil lah.
Dulu tanah tembakau lah dulunya dalam 10 tahun lepasnya. Sebab tembakau ni dia masa sikat dia habis, lepas tu kena tanam balik, habis kena tanam balik. Tukar kepada pokok naga lah Pattaya ni, sebab dia boleh mengeluarkan hasil yang banyak. Jadi pokok naga ni dia buah sepanjang tahun. 2 minggu dia ada. Dari segi pendapatan ni saya puas hati dah sekarang ni, sebab dia makin lama makin meningkat, sebab dia pokok besar kan, makin meningkat. Jadi lumayan lah, jadi kita tak payah kerja keras lah. Lebih kurang 3,000 ke atas lah. Dari segi penjagaan ni dia senang lah pokok naga ni. Kalau tembakau ni dia banyak penyakit. Racun pun kuat. Dia pokok naga ni dia tak pakai racun. Dia 100% organik. Macam kimia pun tak pakai. Jadi untuk kesihatan ni memang bagus lah.
In many countries, especially in the developing ones, the majority of people who use tobacco are poor and they spend scarce household income on tobacco instead of spending on more important necessities such as food, health, and education. More than half of the smokers in the world are now children and teenagers. Today, about 130 million smokers live in ASEAN countries. Tobacco kills 1 in every 2 regular smokers. Currently, there are 5.4 million deaths every year. About 20% of these deaths are happening in ASEAN countries, losing 1 person for every 5 lives claimed by tobacco. If there is no urgent action taken to curb the tobacco epidemic, more than 80% of the world's tobacco-related deaths will be in low and middle-income countries by 2030. Tobacco not only impoverishes many of those who use it, but also imposes an enormous burden of healthcare costs and productivity losses to countries. Tobacco can worsen poverty among users and their families.
ในทางปัจจุบันเนี่ยก็จะมีในเรื่องของการผ่าตัดการฉายรังสีรักษาแล้วก็การให้เคมีบำบัดซึ่งแต่ละอย่างเนี่ยล้วนแล้วแต่ใช้ค่าใช้จ่ายแล้วก็ต้องใช้ระยะเวลาในการรักษานะคะนอกจากการรักษามะเร็งเนี่ยยังต้องมีการติดตามต้องติดตามเป็นระยะเวลายาวนานอาจจะ3 ปีถึง 5 ปีการเป็นยาจองก็จะเป็นนะครับแต่ว่าใจตรงนี้เข้าปอดเป็นอย่างนี้แล้วก็ต้องมีผ้าปิดเอาไว้กันฝุ่นกันแมลงปิดกันไว้เข้าปอดนะครับผมสูบบุหรี่ก็ไม่มีการมาบอกว่าสูบบุหรี่แล้วปิดไปไม่ได้นะครับวันนี้
เราได้รับผิดไปโดยตรงดังนั้นเป็นมะเร็งกล่องเสียงแต่รู้ว่าการใช้ชีวิตการผ่าตัดกล่องเสียงเนี่ยลำบากมากเขาเคยมีคนถามว่าถ้าหมอเจาะไปเนี่ยเราจะกลับไปเป็นกันยังไงเขาตอบแบบไปแม้แต่คนเดียวก็ไม่แตกต่าง
If you want to reduce the burden of disease, you have to reduce the number of people who smoke. And we can do that by two ways. The first is to prevent children from starting to smoke. The second is to help those already smoking or already being addicted to quit smoking. Helping people to quit smoking will reduce the number of the disease burden immediately. Actually, there is various means of reducing the number of people who smoke. The most effective way is to use the tax policy to increase the price of the cigarette. This is the most effective way. It will encourage people to quit or smoke less, but the most important effect of tax increase is to prevent children from starting. And tax policy also increase revenue for the government while preventing increasing number of smokers.
Let's work together to support FCTC to help build a healthier and sustainable future.